against us, and I'm sure they'll also learn the lesson.
Still with me in studio, Avi Melamed and Dr. Arik Rudnitsky. And gentlemen, I want to unpack what we just saw, these terror tunnels, part of what is being now called the Hamas Metro, to citizens around the region now hearing this term. Talk to us, Avi, about the scale and the depth of these tunnels. It's very, very dramatic to look at how large they are, but what exactly is the threat that they pose? And talk us through how the latest operation is putting an end to that threat.
Let me start with a simple statement. Hamas is sustaining a strategic blow with the destruction of the tunnels. The tunnels were the crown jewel of Hamas. His all military strategic was based upon that. The tunnels had three purposes. One, intrusive tunnels to the Israeli territory. Two, the tunnels were supposed to enable Hamas militants to move freely, not exposed. And three, Hamas, and for the people who doesn't speak Arabic, Hamas constantly threatened Israel that once the Israeli army will go into Gaza Strip, the tunnels will become graveyards for the Israeli soldiers. Hamas was right partially. The tunnels became a graveyard but for Hamas militants, not for the Israeli soldiers. Here is the most significant thing to understand. Israel eliminated the most strategic asset of Hamas without one single Israeli soldier entering Gaza Strip. When Hamas leader comes out and they will scratch their head and they will say, what are we going to do now? Where are we going? What is going to be the alternative? For now and for the foreseeable future, they don't have an answer.
When you talk about the intelligence gathering in the build up to what we are seeing right now, much has been made over the weekend. A media house was downed, demolished. I think most of the world has seen that footage of that building being hit in Gaza. Israel says that it was a Hamas intelligence center. The world, certainly part of the world, is asking for evidence as such. How important is it in terms of the build up to an incident or an attack like that, that the intelligence experts across various countries are on the same page, so to speak?
It's very critical. There is a need to show the smoking gun, particularly reminding you the episode that we had back then with the story of Iraq and the smoking gun that was not found. It's very significant. Israel has the smoking gun, but here is the most significant thing to say in that specific episode. The fact that Israel was very hesitant to provide the United States immediately with the smoking gun, and Israel has the smoking gun, has to do with something that has to do with inside the American administration, something that has to be thought about. And I would not elaborate on that beyond that.
You've been nodding. Tell us your thoughts on exactly what we're seeing in terms of the so-called progress that is being made at the moment by Israel in terms of being able to obliterate what Hamas has been very proud of for a long time, its terror tunnels and its weapons arsenal as well.
I would not underestimate Hamas's asset as far as the metro is concerned. Actually, I think that one of the main reasons why Israel refrained from entering its ground troops into the Gaza Strip is that this reason, in order to avoid any casualties, any mass casualties in their troops, and kidnapping one of the soldiers or more. We know such episodes, how would they end? And I think that the home front in Israel can maintain and suffer, a long-standing operation like this, but several dozens of casualties of Israeli soldiers being killed in the Gaza Strip would raise significant question marks over this military operation.
We heard Benjamin Netanyahu